What do y'all think the requirements of being a Swifty is? I mean, I know I'm not, hopefully y'all ain't either, but I used to jam the hell out of Lust Story back in the day. But that's the thing though, who didn't? That thing was too catchy. And not just that song, right? Most of her up and coming music was straight heat back to back. If you say you never liked a single Taylor Swift song, you lying. Even gang affiliated men used to slap them shits on during their drive-bys.
Forever coming around my feet.
The problem only starts when you're a 24-year-old man working a 9 to 5 trying to pay off the mortgage that goes around calling himself a Swifty. My brother, if you're one of those, I'm gonna need to lock in real quick and start taking your life seriously. The moment your whole personality depends on what you listen to, you have completely lost the plot and you tend to start doing stupid shit. Exhibit A.
There are two Swifties here who shall remain anonymous, who called in sick to work. They traveled here from Louisville, so they've gotten quite a drive here. They've been here since about 2:45 in the morning. So, can you tell me what Taylor Swift means to you? She must mean a lot to you because you're here and you've called in sick.
That is very true. I almost named my daughter's middle name Taylor, so...
Oh my goodness.
Alright, this one is titled Taylor Swift fan disguised herself after calling in sick to work to line up to buy concert merchandise. Straight out the bat, it doesn't sound too bad. I mean, she did call in sick to work to buy some trash merch. But let's not be hypocritical here, right? We've all called in sick for some dumb reasons as well. I mean, I remember one time I called in sick just to spite my boss because I knew that we would be understaffed that day, so I just wanted to triple the workload for him. Sparkles and champagne. So that's not why this situation was stupid. Okay, the reason why is actually because this woman all dressed up as a mother. She got bills to pay, she got a rent to cover, she got kids to take care of, and she out here embarrassing herself and her last name for some overpriced tea. At that point, she should have just used one of her vacation days instead of calling sick, because clearly this means so much more to her than her paycheck. And honestly, her thought process was quite dumb as well. She's like, I don't want anyone to recognize me, so why don't I go on live television to openly admit that I called in sick to work for this shit so that anyone with half a brain cell and 2 working ears that kinda knows what I sound like can put 2 and 2 together and call me on my bullshit. The person I feel bad for the most is her daughter. She got that poor girl dressed up as a Snapchat ghost and it ain't even Halloween yet. Probably had as hell too, and she most likely couldn't breathe just because of her mother's stupidity. So just quickly, I'm gonna pause right here and let you guys know that most of the examples I'm using to show y'all how batshit crazy these Swifties are is actually gotten from a Taylor Swift subreddit. And the ironic part is that these psychos actually posted this with pride because somewhere down the line they misinterpreted dedication for stupidity. And they all collectively think that doing crazy shit like this is some kind of twisted way of showing their loyalty to Taylor. But I mean, these days common sense is more like a privilege, so whatever makes them happy, I guess. Moving on, so there was a fan that was selling contact lenses that have quotation mark seen Taylor Swift's Eras tour for 10 grand. That coming out of my mouth just felt so wrong. Like, this is just silly at this point. I don't even know what to say about this. Like, I seen some people try to sell some stupid shit in my lifetime. Like, one time I seen a listing on Craigslist of some dude trying to sell some lightly shat pants. Like, why is that even why do humans do this? Okay, but at least them pants were only like $50. This Swiftie really thought someone would drop 10 grand for some dirty ass contacts. I guess she wanted to make back the money she lost on going on that tour, but come on. And what does she mean the contacts have seen Taylor Swift's Eras tour? Does she really think that visual lightings are ingrained into a piece of plastic? Is that really what we'll be learning in high school now? Like, that's if she even goes to high school. She probably too busy like watching them how to get rich fast videos on TikTok. Spoiler alert, it doesn't work. It's all clickbait. If y'all are wondering if someone actually bought those contacts, I don't blame you. I was wondering the same thing too. Like, these Swifties are literally unpredictable. But I did some research and apparently it is illegal to sell used contacts, especially if you don't have a license. Oh, who would have thought? Mostly because of prescription and also because it's just nasty. So I'm pretty sure the site took it down because they themselves were scared that some idiot is actually gonna purchase that. Okay, up next, Taylor Swift fans turned Eras Tour movie into a chaotic concert. I'm not even surprised at this point, honestly. Like, I did all you guys a favor and watched a little bit of this movie. Yes, I know, I'm so brave. But there is no scene in this movie that justifies people losing their marbles like this, especially in a movie theater. I blame the theaters for this, honestly. Like, knowing Taylor Swift fans, why would you voluntarily put this up on the big screen? Like, they should have just released the movie on Disney Plus or Netflix or something for all the dedicated fans to do karaoke at home, or at least limited the purchase of the movie tickets to people who don't share the same IQ as a paper towel. I just feel bad for the workers that had to clean up after every single showing. Like, imagine how hot and sweaty that place must have been after Swifties were dancing and screaming for 3 hours straight. It's just so nasty. With all the cleaning supplies and air fresheners they invested in, there is no way the movies made any profit at that period of time. But in terms of if this title was shocking, it really wasn't. I don't expect anything less from these guys, and the longer this particular video goes, the lower my standards drop for these creatures. So just expect to be brain dead at the end of this video.
Tic tac! You start with 2 lines that are crossed.
So last but certainly not the least, just take a look at this. Apparently, the backstory for this tomfoolery is that all the people you see in this video are actually on the way out of the Eras Tour. And I don't know, they just still have so much energy saved up that one wise individual decided it was such a good idea to have another concert right after leaving one. And obviously, it sparked some kind of domino effect, and this was the result. Now, how can you sit there and say that this does not look like a misplaced or excessive admiration for a particular person or thing? But honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I hope all these Swifties get some kind of help they need. Like, I just wish they would all collectively just direct their attention towards the nearest therapists or something. Regardless of that, just take a look at how sad homie looks. This is a face of a man who has many regrets, one of which is coming to that place in the first instance. I can just imagine how excited he must have been that the concert was finally over after being forced to attend by his girlfriend just to meet another concert on the way out the door. It just sucks, man. With all that said, there's still innumerable dumb shit these Swifties have done and will continue to do because Taylor is still top charting and will remain that way probably till the end of our lives. I mean, the list just goes on and on. Like, there was even a time where they pretty much threatened the BTS, one of the most popular boy bands in the world today, to announce their book early because some booksellers speculated that it was a Taylor Swift memoir. It's actually scary what these guys can accomplish collectively. Anyway, sometimes I just wonder if Taylor herself is aware how crazy her fan base is, or she knows and she just thinks to herself like, damn, these guys are weird as hell. I also sometimes think of how much influence one person has in society. They pretty much treat her like a god. Like, just imagine Taylor just goes on Twitter on one fine morning and says you're not a true fan if you don't do butt stuff. The amount of people with sore bums will be so unprecedented it might cause a pandemic. So the moral of the story is, don't do butt stuff, ladies and gentlemen. And also, why be a Swiftie when Kanye exists?